thought by now I would be stronger. I thought by now I'd understand why some prayers stayed unanswered, while others slipped right through my hands. There are nights I sit here wondering why the road became so long, why the weight of disappointment can feel heavier than stone. And though I try to keep believing, there are moments faith grows weak, moments silence feels so endless I don't even know how to speak. But somewhere underneath the sorrow and underneath the fear, your mercy still surrounds me, even here. I have walked through valleys quietly where nobody knew my pain, learned how to smile through exhaustion while storms lived in my brain. And there were days I almost gave up, days I nearly lost the fight, when hope felt like a distant memory, fading slowly out of sight. But every time I started falling, something deeper pulled me near, a whisper saying softly, you are not abandoned here. And though I could not always feel you or understand the plan, somehow your steady presence still held me where I stand. I am still in your hands, even through the breaking, even through the silence, you are holding me close. I am still in your hands when my soul grows weary, when my strength is fading, you still won't let me go. And though life keeps shaking, your love remains steady, still carrying me home. Sometimes healing looks like survival, one slow breath, one day at a time, learning not to force tomorrow before heaven says it's time. Because seeds grow deep in darkness long before the blooms appear, and maybe you are building something holy inside these wounded years. Maybe all this hidden waiting is not wasted after all. But maybe you are teaching broken hearts how to stand after the fall. And though I cannot see the outcome or understand it yet, I know heaven still remembers every tear I've wept. So I release what I cannot carry, the fear of what comes next, the pressure to keep pretending that I'm stronger than I am. I release the ache of questions, the wounds I cannot explain, and I lay them at the feet of grace again and again. Because your love has kept me breathing when my strength was almost gone, and somehow through the darkest nights you kept leading me on, not with loud dramatic answers, but with mercy quiet and deep, holding every shattered piece of me. arms reopen wide. There are still nights grief returns and catches me by surprise. But you are patient with my healing, tender with my fragile soul. You never rush the process or shame what I cannot control. Instead you sit beside me softly until peace begins to rise. Like morning light touching gently the darkest parts inside. And maybe love looks strongest not when suffering disappears, but when heaven stays beside us through the tears. There is peace in finally learning I was never meant to fight alone. That surrender is not weakness, but finding my way home. So tonight I'll rest beside you without pretending to be strong, trusting that your faithful heart will carry me along. And even when my prayers feel broken or worship feels incomplete, you still receive my trembling soul with compassion deep and sweet. Because you do not demand perfection, only that I draw near. And somehow just your presence calms every fear. I may never know the reasons why some seasons hurt this way, why some roads feel endless, or why some answers delay. But if your hand is still upon me, then I know I'll make it through. Because love this deep and faithful could only come from you. And though tomorrow stays uncertain and the future feels unclear, your voice keeps whispering softly,